Okay, I had this thing come up this weekend, and I wanted to talk about it. So, especially right now, because things are really crazy collectively, and so energetically, what I've learned through my studies with the field and the light body is that we can resolve any issue energetically. Okay, it's not easy. It's not easy to just sit down and go, I'm going to heal this, that, or the other. We have to be in alignment with integrity. The field has to be pretty pure. But ultimately, we have the capacity to do that, to sit down and heal anything with our energy centers, our field, and the advanced light body states. Okay, so I used to struggle with depression a ton when I was younger. My 20s, I was taking antidepressants, and I just had this really heavy feeling all the time. And, I'm starseed light worker. If you studied my work, my history, my past lives, and how much I've been through and how much light I carry and brought into the world. Okay. What I realized is that depression actually comes from the higher gateways being distorted or closed. So if you're starseed light worker, and you're used to having the higher gateways open, having a pure connection to true source energy, alignment with pure higher frequencies, and that gets severed or distorted, you're going to feel depressed. People that are in 3D, 4D, who maybe don't have the higher gateways activated yet, depression will resolve if you open this. Okay. This just happened to me last weekend. So in my 20s, I took antidepressants. I ended up stopping them because all it did was compress the problems, and it didn't help anything. It just numbed me out. And so I started studying the energy field for multiple reasons. But what I realized is that if the higher gateways become distorted at all, I'll feel that depression again. And it's just as intense now as it was when I was younger, only I know how to resolve it really quickly. So, but with the higher frequencies, the higher crystalline light body, tiny, tiny distortions in the field can create major issues. And that's why we have to go through this process of healing and aligning, because if you have a million things going on in your field, it's really hard to discern exactly what's going on. Usually I can sit down, look at your field, and once we get into a session, we can see how everything's related, clear that whole issue, and you can come into alignment, okay? But I wanted to talk about the depression because I've been clearing a lot of stuff. So the diamond sun body was activated. My field is very crystalline. And so now it's like squeezing out these tiny little distortions of stuff that I just couldn't see before everything else was gone. And this last week was one of the heaviest weeks for me in clearing and finally confronting some of my deepest fears and all of that. And I started feeling really depressed on Friday, and was inquiring about it, but I didn't measure my field because there's never anything going on in my field. I can never find any distortions in my field. So I just didn't worry about it. I'm like, I'm sure it's just I'm tired or whatever. And it persisted for about 3 days. And then I measured my crown chakra. Well, I measured my field. Cosmic gateway was good. And then I looked at my crown, and there was a tiny little wobble. So your crown chakra should be, a good solid circle, open, flowing, no distortions. Mine was slightly wobbly. So instead of like this, say it was like this. I hope this makes sense for you guys. But just slightly distorted, barely at all. And that was enough to pull me into a depression that I felt 20 years ago. I fixed that within an hour. I was fine. And this is important because the power of the energy field and the work that we're doing helps day-to-day stuff. It's not just advanced diamond sun body work. And it's not just, spiritual power and spiritual alignment. It's stuff that helps you in everyday life. Okay. I did a session on a client who was in the hospital and had spinal surgery, and the lower 3 chakras were blocked. and they were having issues just processing, digestion. And I went in, took me 5 minutes, opened them up. It was fine. It's situations like that that people don't understand the power of the light body. You don't always have to take pills, and a lot of times it doesn't work. I know people whose throat chakras are always closed. These aren't clients of mine, because if they were, their throat chakra would not be closed all the time. But their throat chakra is closed, and so they're always sick. There's always a cold, a flu, something going on in the throat. And if they were able to just keep the throat chakra open, they would stop getting sick. Okay. It's stuff like that. It's really powerful and important work, and it's foundational. And so as we move forward, the energy field, the light body, needs to be primary in health and well-being. Okay. If everyone on the planet learned this stuff from a child, how to manage their field, how to keep their chakras open, their energy field strong, stable, aligned, and cleared, we would have a much healthier society. We wouldn't have the mental health crisis. We wouldn't have the illness and the sickness that we have now. Okay, we would have healthier bodies, healthier minds, healthier emotions, healthier relationships, because we're working at a foundational level. Okay, this is really important right now, and this is what we're going to be moving into. Higher states of consciousness are going to define the reality that you live in, okay? And not higher states of consciousness like off in la la land. It's your energy field that defines it. Your quantum field defines your reality first and foremost, okay? It can take a while. It's not like a magic pill that you take and all of a sudden you feel better, okay? And you have to continue doing medical treatments and that type of thing while you're figuring it out. But it is a long-term solution. Things can be resolved through visualization, working with plasmic energies, certain color frequencies, certain sacred geometric forms. I've healed people of broken ankles, sprained ankles. We've helped them heal faster, including myself, with geometric forms and frequencies. You work at a quantum level. You still have the physical stuff, but what happens is it clears any distortions from the injury, and the body heals itself really fast. Okay. So it's not prayer. It's completely different. It's energy mastery applied to the quantum system that you're operating in, and your reality restructures around that. Okay. It's very, very important. People need to understand how to use this now, as we're moving through this huge transition in the universal system. Okay. Hope that was helpful. Sending so much love. Bye.